happened to me this week and I want to have a serious talk with you about it. You see, the subject matter of this video kind of collided with one of the topics mentioned in this video. We need to talk about internet trolls. So this week, an internet troll right here on YouTube said something that made me go from to in order to explain why what this troll said to me upset me so much, I'm gonna have to be really honest with you about something pretty heavy and personal. Okay, let's just say it. My last relationship was with somebody who psychologically, emotionally, and borderline sexually abused me. Yeah, I know that is a pretty massive and heavy thing to admit to right here on YouTube, but it is something I've talked about extensively in my blog, the address of which is going to appear down here, and I think it's important to talk about this stuff. I mean, I went through a lot of therapy with an amazing abuse charity after I found the strength to walk away from that person, and it helped me rebuild my life, and now I try and use everything I learned in that literally awful experience to help other people. Okay, that's the heavy bit over with. Don't worry, we can go back to being all jolly. I mean, apart from talking about the internet trolls, but okay. You see, the thing about surviving something like that is it gives you a weird form of superpower. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No! It's abuse detection, woman! You see, I can spot red flags of abuse from a mile away. I can tell when somebody is trying to gaslight me. I can recognise really insidious forms of abuse that quite often go unnoticed because that is the very nature of abuse. And I know the classic lies and myths that abusers use, and indeed society uses, to excuse their behaviour, such as, you know, some people are just abusive until they meet the right person, and that person changes them with their love and cures them so they're not abusive anymore. Or it's really not fair to call that person abusive. They had a really sad childhood. They don't know any better. They can't help it. The trouble is, having this superpower means that if I recognise somebody being abusive, I really have a desperate need to call it out for what it is. And I even want to call abuse out for what it is if I see it in fiction. Especially if it's in fiction that's being sold as a love story. For that reason, I have some pretty massive issues with a very famous book series, the name of which I won't say because the fans of that book series have been so incredibly abusive to me. These books have been made into films and they are wildly popular despite being utterly terrible. Anyway, I recently found a video right here on YouTube in which a guy explained why what happens in these books is a case of massive psychological, emotional, sexual and physical abuse. He also pointed out that whilst it's depicted as BDSM, it's a massive insult to the BDSM community to call it that, considering the hero of this story violates consent and coerces consent from somebody who doesn't know what she's consenting to. In the comments there were loads of people saying, yes, finally someone has said what I've believed about this series for ages. So I commented, oh my goodness, yes. The hero in this story is so much like the guy who abused me, I can't even. Thank you for saying this. As a survivor of an abusive relationship, I'm really glad when I see people calling this out for what it is. And I thought nothing else of it, until a few days later, I received a reply from a troll. So you're saying you want the books banned, are you? You belong in Nazi Germany. No. I mean, look, I'm a published author myself. I believe in free speech and freedom of creative expression. I am pretty much vehemently anti-book banning. If anything, I think these books should be used as a tool to educate people on abuse, but that's a different matter. Anyway, I defended myself and explained my position, and the troll then came back with this. Well, you are hysterically abusive, aren't you? You claim you were abused. Pfft, if you really were at all. You've offered no proof of the situation. And did you never stop to think that your abusive ex might have been suffering? The poor man. No, because you're cruel. You didn't think anything like that, did you? No, you abusive feminist. I think Nazi policies are right up your street. You have no right to talk about abuse because you haven't got a clue what abuse really is. Lol at your experiences. Look, you could argue that this person didn't get really sweary with me and they didn't wish death or violence on me, as though that kind of somehow makes it okay. But no, because what this troll did was deny the actual worst experience of my life ever happened, made me the abuser in the situation, which is enormously triggering, and then insinuated that I must be a Nazi. Literally because I said I didn't like a book that she likes. Are you kidding me? Look, the whole slagging someone off because they have a different opinion to you is so childish. I can't even find words. People are allowed to like and dislike different things. They're allowed to believe in different things to you. That does not give you the right to be like, you are hateful and stupid and I'm going to insult you. Like really, if you are a fully grown adult, and by adult in this case, I'm going to say old enough to be on the internet without parental supervision, then you should be aware by this point in your existence that people are different and you don't get to write nasty trolling comments at them because they've expressed a view that differs from yours. We are all allowed to express an opinion without being insulted for it. What are you reading? Oh, Lord of the Rings. I never really liked those books. I think they're too long and complicated. You are a disgusting louse of a human being. You're ugly and disgusting, and I hope you never breed. Die! And the thing about internet trolls is the mentality of them appears to be geared towards causing the most pain possible to the person that they're talking to. Who does that? Like, they are going for a reaction. You know, it's like, I'm going to say something now with the express intention of causing you pain because you've said something I dislike or because you've posted a selfie I don't like. God, what's wrong with you? Who gets joy from tearing other people down? I mean, really? I am so dead inside. Trolls are bullies, plain and simple, and like all bullies, they seem to actually take pleasure out of knowing their gross behaviour has hurt someone else's feelings. It makes them feel big and strong because they're pathetic. That was a good day's trolling. Oh, that one guy, he was so angry, he might have even had a heart attack. Oh, and that little 12-year-old girl when I told her how ugly and disgusting and unlovable she is. Oh, maybe she'll kill herself. What a good day's trolling. I shall sleep well tonight. If you are a troll, here's a newsflash. The only people in the world who are going to applaud your disgusting actions are other subhuman scum like you. And that's nothing to be proud of. And the worst bit, most of these trolls would not dream of saying this to your face. Hiding behind a screen makes them feel strong and protected. You can't do anything to them. They are untouchable. I mean, I'm sure some of them are lousy enough humans to actually say this stuff in person because, you know, bullies who do pick on people to their face exist. But a lot of them only do and say the things they say or make the threats that they make because they're hiding behind a screen and that gives them protection. The trouble is they all prove their massive insecurity the second you stand up to them. The fact of the matter is, trolls, like all bullies, like to dish it out, but they cannot take it themselves. You're fat! And you're ugly! And I hope somebody hits you in the face, it might be an improvement! Oh, they've sent me a reply. They've called me stupid! They've questioned my intelligence! You are abusive, you bully! How dare you! It's my belief that the internet really definitely needs greater protection for people like you and me against internet trolls. I mean, I once had an entire gang of people on Twitter tell me I deserved to be beaten and raped because I spoke out against this particular book series. That's why I'm not saying the name of this book series in this video, because I don't want any more death and rape threats, thank you very much. Anyway, I reported those people to Twitter. A few days later, I got a reply from Twitter that said, "These users have not breached the terms of their user agreement." In other words, what they'd said to me was not bad enough for Twitter to decide to ban them or take any action whatsoever against them. Okay, Twitter. Look, if you do experience an internet troll who is actually threatening you with violence or death or anything really awful, report them. Use any report function the website you are using has. If you're really scared, you can even go to the police. What I do more often than not on Twitter is to mute trolls, because nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing they are still shouting out their insults and threats at me, but I am blissfully unaware of it. And they're getting more and more frustrated by the fact that I've stopped replying. You're stupid, and you're ugly, and nobody loves you. Why won't you reply to me? Oh! Look, what happened to me this week really, really upset me. I'm not gonna lie, having the worst experience of my life just casually dismissed by somebody is a horrible thing to do. And they may not have wished me dead, they may not have wished violence on me, but people have done that to me before for giving an opinion that differs to theirs. People like that actually exist. They're out there on the internet, they're living in the same world as us, and I think it's really important that we speak out about it, because it's not cool. It's not a part of online activity that we should just get used to. We should be calling this out for the vile, abusive crap that it is. At the end of the day, you've got to remember that there are hateful people out there, but there are places you can report them to, and there are ways of keeping yourself safe. Always remember that decent people do not try to take other people down or threaten people or insult people just for fun. Decent humans don't do that. And if somebody is doing that to you and it's getting to you, take a break from the internet. There is nothing wrong with keeping yourself safe online by deciding it's time to take some time offline. Thank you for listening to this massive rant. I am sorry I have laid so much heavy information on you in this video. Normally, I like to be all jazz hands and happy-go-lucky in my videos, but sometimes you just need to rant about something, and I think it's important that we don't feel like some subjects are off limits. I wanted to talk to you about how much I hate internet trolls, and I have done that. If you agree with me, please give this video a thumbs up. You can click on my floaty head over here to subscribe. Last week's video is going to be over there. It's a very short and funny, silly video, which probably next week's will be as well, because we've all had a nice long rant this week and we need to chill. I'm gonna go do that. I'll talk to you all next week. Bye!